medal. You represented your country in the Super Six. You won that, and now they ask you to step up out of your comfort zone to 175. You win your first fight there against the #1 contender. What does it take for an American fight to get the praise that he deserves? Because you were talking about the love that you get out in the UK, and it's beyond the love out here in the States.
You know what? It's I do have an opinion about that, but you know, one thing I'm learning as a young man is that I don't always have to share my opinion. One thing that I'm constantly reminded of is, and I have to take myself back to it. And some may understand it, and some may not, and that's okay. Is that whether people give me credit or whether people don't give me credit, God has blessed me with a talent and a gift. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm doing this for Him. And then behind that comes my family. And in the midst of that, some people are going to love me and praise me and give me the respect I deserve. And then it's going to be that element where they don't. But I gotta fight to stay in the middle. I can't get too caught up in the praises, and I can't get too caught up in the criticism. My team came back and was like, oh, they're not, they're tearing your performance down tonight. Man, it's okay. And at 32 years old, I'm maturing to that point where it's okay. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my style. You don't have to like my personality. But I do know that I'm authentic and I'm real. I try to give the fans, I try to give the network that I fight for, I try to give everybody all I have. But some people are not always going to like what you represent. There's a lot of cameras in here. Some people like your website, some people don't. You know what I'm saying? Some people like the way you write, some people don't. But you got to keep writing, right? You got to keep covering the sport, right? So that's what I try to. I don't always get it right. I'm not saying I've mastered it, but that's where I try. I think it could be the same scenario we're dealing with now. Because I've had the Kovalev moment, I've had the boogeyman, I've had all of that. I've done that. And sometimes people have short memories, but I'm over 10 years doing this. So I've had the guys that were, this is the guy, and then we beat him, and it was, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to be doing this when I'm 40. Bernard can have that. I want no parts of it. So I'm just trying to do it to where when it's time, I can look back and say, man, I didn't cheat the sport. I always came in shape. I didn't embarrass the network I fought for. I didn't embarrass my team. I gave it all I had, and when you give it all you had, you can sleep good at night, whether people love it or not.
Or did HBO ask you to move up to 175? Did they give you an incentive to move up, or how did that go down?
That's a collective decision between everybody. But ultimately, the buck stops with me because I'm getting in there. So, regardless of, what anybody may suggest, in HBO, I know there's this narrative out there where it's like I was forced to go up, and that's not it. The HBO would never try to force any fighter to do anything. But I just think collectively it made sense, and that's a challenge that I wanted to take on. I wanted to, it was hard to get guys in the ring at 68, and you guys kept saying I need to move up, so I listened to you.
Hey, Andre, let me follow up with that.
Yeah, I hit him right on top. Yep. I didn't try to do it, and that's what, our coaches tell us in the gym every single day. Stop loading up, just throw it and it'll come. And I didn't try to throw it hard. The ones that I tried to throw hard, I would land and, he'd be able to take them. But that one I just turned, boom, and it was like a sweet spot on a baseball bat, and down he went.
Hey, Andre, do you feel like you're like the new Floyd? The fact that people don't give you your props is like they're not going to realize your greatness until you're actually gone.
I don't know.
You feel it's like a no-win situation?
When I went through the last year and a half, 2 years with this lawsuit, I saw a lot. I learned a lot. I saw a lot of some good things. I saw some bad things. But I grew up, and I realized that everybody doesn't have to like me, like I said. And it's just that's a pretty awesome revelation to get, as just an individual, not just an athlete. Is that, man, everybody doesn't have to like me. If I'm a jerk and I'm disrespecting people, and that's on me. But if I know that I'm trying my best to be an ambassador, a representative, and people are nitpicking, there's nothing I can really do about that. And that element is always going to be there. Sometimes that element is not always a bad thing. It keeps you tight, it keeps you focused, and it kind of is what it is. And I just don't, when I was a little younger, I used to get more upset, and I used to feel like, man, I used to want to demand respect and demand this, but it's not about that anymore, man. And I hope that, the young guys coming up behind me, that they don't waste the energy that I wasted early in my career trying to demand that kind of respect. Just focus, man. Stay focused on what you're doing. We got a short window to do it. I've been fortunate to be 10 years. Some guys get 5, some get 2, some get 7, but whatever your window is, man, don't focus on critics and naysayers. Let them be who they are. God bless them, man, but just stay focused on what you're doing. And the ride will be a lot funner.
Andre, do
Wait,
you feel you
guys,
could've-
I'm gonna pick questions because we're on our last few. One question each.
Andre, do you feel you could have finished him at any point in the fight?
I wanted to.
What round?
Probably the round that I knocked him down in, but, it's a tricky situation because,
I will pick the next question.
she's going to pick the next question.
Yeah.
You have to, I was looking at his eyes, and, I think he was buzzed. I saw him look at his corner, nod his head like I'm good, so I don't think he was out on his feet, and, he was still throwing hard, so, I tried to test him a little bit, and he still had something left, so it just, the bell rang. I think it was like maybe 30 seconds left, so.
In the back?
Touching on-
Nope, sorry. In the back?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, champ?
How you doing?
Hey, just wanted to let you know.
Is that the boxing voice?
Yes, I'm the boxing
What's
guy.
up, man?
Boxing guy.
From back in the day.
Yeah, that's what's up. Let me let you know. When you moved up to 175, what I think you did tonight was such a message. Normally, people complain one way and say you fought too smart. You were boring. So tonight you opened up. You loaded up with a lot of shots. I didn't think you necessarily had to do, but it was effective. And when you fought inside the telephone booth, you won most of those matches. You didn't necessarily have to fight this way, but you did.
It was just a statement.
Question.
Not a question.
175 that you're ready to mix it up. And I don't know if I'm just seeing this, but was that the case?
What was the question?
You fought hard, you laid it out there, you let them know you
You took more risks than normal.
I agree with you 100%.
Quote it. All right, down here, one question.
Congratulations on going to win. How did you feel about tonight's turnout and getting to fight in front of your hometown fans and your family?
Oh man, I was blessed to see the people come out tonight. They came out for the weigh-in, and it's interesting, man. They keep saying we ain't got a fan base, but I don't know about that. I don't know.
Andre, is the
All right,
goal
wait,
to
no,
stay
no,
at
no,
175,
don't
or do you
even
still
answer
see
it. Right
yourself?
here.
Do we got to be up by a certain time?
Yeah, we're on the last few questions.
Do you see yourself ever going up more than 75?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Sorry, back to the knockdown. The left, when you started to land the left hook over his right hand. Is that was that an adjustment that you made, or is that something you saw in training camp as far as you can land that left hook over his right?
Yeah, that's something we saw in training camp. Something we saw on film. Verge, my coach Don and my other coach Jack, they called it. They felt like the left hook was going to do it, and we almost did it. Wasn't able to pull it off though, completely.
Andre, we noticed that you weren't using your right hand during the middle and late rounds. Was there a reason for that?
Mm-hmm. I think that just goes back to just getting in a good groove and just being consistent with my fights and stuff like that'll flow. Sometimes I don't know. I don't have an answer for that right now. I just got to watch the film and maybe try to figure something out.
Dre, any last words?
If we got time, I'm good to keep.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I gotta ask you this. Nate Diaz recently choked out McGregor.
That's
I
the
know you
homie.
spent time with him in the ring. What was it like to spar Nate Diaz?
He's hard to fight. I mean, he's really hard to spar, really. And they call it the Stockton slap because he'll slap you to death, man. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like,